welcome once again. So, as you already would be aware, the topic that we are going to look at is that can the budget deciders fuel ambition? Just to set the ball rolling, I was having a small discussion with one of my students who is working for ITC now, and he handles with product agarbatti. So he was talking about GTM strategies and all that, and we were discussing, and finally he says, Professor, ambition without funding is a PPT. So, but the other side of the story is, can you let finance and budget people to decide on the vision of the company?
So the name starts with a budget, correct? So you cannot expect that, okay, it is unlimited. So the name itself is budget. You see, I understand. I see a lot of difficult decisions, emotional outbursts during a budget allocation. Many times it starts with finance, comes to finance with a lot of inputs, and we play a bad cop many times. But trends have changed over a period of time. Now the finance takes a very collaborative step, getting early engaged into the process. So things are changing as per. I really would like to hear from all of you, your views.
Yeah, I think another important aspect of this is that budget deciders, when we say, it's not just about the CFO or the finance, based on depending on the organizations. The budget deciders could be, let's say, for the sake of simplicity of discussion, we say that, let's say, a part of senior management as budget deciders is taking those decisions. It definitely plays a significant role in fueling the ambition. It does. Now, the point is, as you know, Dilip, right? Dev, as rightly said, that budgets are limited. That's a reality. And when you are fueling ambitions, you have options. For example, if you're talking about new product or new service diversification, you have options. This year, do we focus on A, B, C, D, new geography, new segment, new zone, whatever it is, right? So while you should certainly, and in many cases, they do fuel the ambition, but they also have to then strike a balance of where do you divert the money, and therefore, set the organizational direction over there. So I think it's a fine trade-off. It's a fine balance between fueling the ambition and controlling it in such a way that it is well directed. Otherwise, it has a risk of, kind of everybody walking their own direction as a headless thing. Then it falls apart. Yeah.
So I've also seen that people who are setting the budgets will give more aggressive targets to, business teams who are underestimating themselves. So if there is a particular business which is adding substantial to your bottom line, but says, I will only grow, say, 15%. There, the budget person will come in and say, no, you should grow 20%. So yes, we are fueling the ambition at that team, saying that, why don't you think higher? Why don't you think bigger picture? Look at the bigger picture sector. So yes, it's both an enabler. And in a lot of places, the finance person is also the speed breaker or the compliance guy telling the businesses to look at the overall pictures, look at how OPEX is moving in relation to revenues, how is your total P&L stack looking, etc. So it works both ways. It is like a two-sided sword.
So I would agree with him that, over a period of time, the collaboration has come. And today I personally feel that a CEO and a CFO is a team. Unless this team works together, the organization cannot go forward.
Yes.
Right. And I personally have implemented such, I would say, situations where I have asked my CFO to collaborate in certain decision making, which helped me getting an approval on those decisions much faster. Unfortunately, CFOs were only treated like, khajanchis and so nahi, inko to bas baad mein jo paisa hoga. That's not the case. They are, in my view, it's a team. CEO and CFO have to work together, collaborate, and it's the power of the collective that actually brings in any big innovation. And I have personally been doing that.
And just to add to his point, I think what these budgets do is, I think, very important from my point of view. It helps you prioritize in the beginning, because you're running around with for every opportunity or anything you want to do, and you're spending money left, right, and center, and you yourself are not focused because there's so much happening in India. Budgets and collaborative work with that department makes you take tough decisions early on instead of heartbreaks later. So I think it's very important, as Dave also said, to have the collaboration in the beginning.
So I come from Mohit and I work in the same industry, but I'm on the creative side. And we see that we go to meetings, we meet a client. And so there is this film to be made, for example. And so the guy will say, this film should do this, it should do that. And we present a grand story. And then we are asked to speak to procurement, who has no idea what is this film going to do? Why are they making it? They say, we make it for 20 lakhs. Now, where is the ambition gone? Where is this communication gone? So that's what we are seeing a lot also is happening. A lot of organizations have got this department, procurement, who have no idea what the organization. Their job is to just get it the cheapest. Other thing I find very strange is 3 agencies are pitching for it. Give us your rate. But my product is what I've presented. It's not an A for apple comparison. So somewhere that understanding of what is the company trying to do, what is this project about, to the people who are finally going to sign or say this is okay for this, that combination I find is missing in a lot of organizations. I mean, we are a small organization, but the clients that I meet,
It's the same.
I think
I see a lot of that.
Most critical piece out here is that how do you get these two teams or these two things merge as fast as possible?
Correct.
As late it happens for the finance or the non-business guys, the more the disconnect is.
Right.
And for example, like if I have to speak where I work, what we do is that when we go for our business planning sessions with the customers, we take the CFOs, the CFO, the supply chain head, and the procurement guys, also some planning people along with us. Now, sometimes you may feel that what do they have to do in this thing? But my whole intent is that if they are a part of that discussion early enough, they get a sense that where is it coming from? See, people need to know that where is this coming from? Like she's saying 20% growth, 30% growth. Internally, we can speak about it. When you speak to the customer, you say, bullshit. The industry is not growing. I can't grow 15%. What are you talking? Then you tell him that, look, we'll have to invest this much. We have to do this. We have to do that. Then they get the picture. Okay, fine. I can always say in the boardrooms, grow by 15%. But what does it take to do that? It will require certain investment. It will require, you're talking about expansion. If you're talking about opening of stores, distribution, it requires money. Then the things start syncing up better, I believe. And then the collaboration will start happening at that stage. Obviously, it will have its own conclusions that he may still say, guys, I think we can still afford only this much. And then I think that the whole piece settles well. The whole target setting and the whole budgeting can merge also. I believe that, the organization's leadership teams have the capacity to make this happen.
I'll just add one more twist to it. I think what we have seen with a lot of our clients, when we go and work as consulting to them, is besides, let's say, the good collaboration between CEO, CFO, CMO, CDOs, etc., the budgets are being completely restructured. It is very important for the companies who now they start doing it that, okay, I had a budget of, let's say, $10 million for a certain set of operations. Now those $10 million and those operations maybe can be done by $8 million because of technology disruptions and the enablers, right? So this tighter collaboration and being cognizant of what is the new art of possible is reshuffling the budgets. And that itself is a good way of fueling ambition that, okay, I'm going to free up so much of cash and I can do more, So that angle is also becoming very important.
Driver for setting the ambition, but also it helps in collaborating and setting the expectation with the larger team member and set the stretch goals. Now, budget is not something which can be fixed. It has to be reviewed multiple times during the year and looking at the expectation of the market and your potential. It can be realigned.
Okay. So if you can add, Professor, actually, what leads to the conflict during a budget discussion? Mainly, if I remember, 3 things. Okay. One is the mismatch of strategy. Okay. Sometimes you create a strategy. The ask for a budget comes from something different, which was not aligned to your strategy. Second is something which is mismatch of potential. Exactly what you were saying. that somebody says that, okay, brings a zinger saying that, oh, I'll go at X percentage, give me Y amount of money. Somebody has to really see that whether that potential is there or not. The third thing is that credibility, which none of us will say during a meeting. But that's something which always been in our mind, that whether I trust the person, whether there is a track record of the person, and all these things actually somewhere comes into a conflict or a large discussion and deliberations.
See, the other point which I want to bring in is that we always think the way we have spoken, all of us, is that as if the finance or the budget providers have to be aligned to the business. But I think that reverse also has to happen. I'll give you an example. When I do a monthly P&L discussion, I sometimes involve the sales guys also. And they have nothing to do with that. But I just want to marry these two things and make them understand that why is this guy shouting to lower the spends? Because, if we don't make money in the business, we don't exist, right? And then when you see the P&L and you see the line items out there, then the guy get a sense that, guys, we don't have anything left to spend on marketing. For example, if you give the salaries, if you give the administrative expenses, we are left with only X dollars, right? So you decide. Now he'll say, why should I decide? But so you don't have to decide. But you just have to understand that where is he coming from.
You're getting the buy-in from your...
So then we need revenue.
Yes.
So if you get revenue, you get money. So it's like that.
So on that point, I mean, one of the things that I have come across, that marketing guys and other functional guys know how finance works. The reverse is
That's correct. Yeah.
It is not really these days, because these days you don't see CFOs or the finance functional personnel being accounted. There is a lot more collaboration at the top level. There is a lot more hand in glove kind of a working that finance guys these days do with the business guys, with cost centers, etc. It is not as if the finance team is sitting in a corner behind this. Just at the end of the month, they will be preparing a P&L, rolling that out. No. But they do a lot of comparative mapping, business mapping, etc.